if I were to eat 1,500 calories a day in a calorie deficit with a focus on high protein. In today's video, I want to show you an example of what 1,500 calories could look like in a day with a focus on whole foods, about 130 grams of protein, about 120 grams of carbs, and just under 60 grams of fat, and over 30 grams of fiber. If you're eating in a calorie deficit and you're looking for some high protein, low calorie, high volume, whole food meal and snack ideas to keep you in your calorie deficit to achieve your fat loss or body recomposition goals, then this video is for you. So as always, let's get right into it. But if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you get a notification when I release a new video just like this one. I just want to preface this by saying I currently do not eat 1,500 calories a day. I eat much more than this because I am not in a position where I currently want to drop any more body fat or lose weight. I'm just chilling. But I get a lot of questions from all of you when I've done other what I eat in a day videos with 2,000 calories or 1,800 calories is, what about if I'm at 1,500 calories? So I thought I would create a video showing that if I was gonna go into a fat loss phase or a cut, this is how I would calculate my calories, and this is what I would eat in a day. I'm just gonna pull up the calorie calculator here. Just a quick and easy one. I can link this calorie calculator in the video description below. But I am age 42. I am a female. I'm about 5'8" and a half, but it's fine. We'll knock out the half for now. The half does count. I'm a basketball player and every inch counts. My body weight is 150 pounds. I usually fluctuate between 148 and 150. And then moderate exercise about 4 to 5 times a week. So I'm gonna calculate that. So my maintenance calories, saying that, are about 2,035 calories. And if I wanted to go into a weight loss or fat loss phase, so meaning a cut, to lose about 1 pound a week, I would have a goal of about 1,535 calories. So if I did get to the point where I wanted to lose weight or I wanted to drop some body fat, this is what I would eat and this is how I would figure out my calories and my macros. Because one thing I really find people struggle with so limited calories, and some people might think 1,500, that's a lot. I think that is very limited calories based on what I'm used to eating. It's very hard to get enough fuel so you continue to feel full, as well as hit your protein goal without going over your calories or stay within your carb limit. It's very, very hard when you're working with less calories to hit these numbers. In the end, if your goal is weight loss or fat loss, calorie deficit is king. And then of course, if I were to go into a fat loss phase, I would want to maintain as much of this muscle as I possibly can. So I'm gonna keep my protein up fairly high as well. So calorie deficit, protein, and then your carbs and fats are important, of course, but they can fluctuate a little bit here and there. But you really wanna prioritize hitting that protein goal and staying in your calorie deficit. Let's start with breakfast and I show you what I would eat. For breakfast, I would start with 1 large egg, about 3/4 cups of liquid egg whites, very minimal calories, but high protein. And then I would scramble that with about 1 cup of spinach and about 1/4 cup of feta cheese. And then I would probably add some blueberries on the side or mixed berries, strawberries, whatever I kind of had in the house. And that breakfast is gonna be about 33 grams of protein, 13 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and a total of 318 calories. So again, I have my calorie goal set at about 1,535 calories, 130 grams of protein, about 120 grams of carbs, and about 60 grams of fat. So fats are something I want to keep high, especially when I'm eating in a calorie deficit, to keep me feeling full as well as for hormonal support. That breakfast is definitely lower in calories, but high in protein. You're getting in some good fats and a little bit of carbs. Then most likely after that, I would probably do a morning workout. So then my next snack would be a post-workout shake. I would use 1 scoop of my favorite protein powder, which I've talked about a million times on this channel, the Formula 1 natural protein powder. I'd add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds and about a 1/2 cup of frozen strawberries and water and a little bit of ice possibly if I want it colder, and blend that all up and drink it. And that's gonna be about 197 calories, 23 grams of protein, 18 grams of carbs, and about 4 grams of fat. And because of that protein powder and the high volume, that's usually gonna keep me feeling full till lunchtime. And then for lunch, most likely it's always gonna be chicken. I love cooking up a whole bunch of chicken at the beginning of the week, so I have it cooked and chopped and ready to go. So for lunch, something I would have is about 4 ounces of boneless, skinless chicken breast. I would steam about 1.5 cups of broccoli. I love buying the bags of frozen broccoli at Costco so I can quickly just pull some out and steam it for an easy addition to my meals. I would mix in about 1/4 cup of cooked brown rice, and then about half an avocado. And then you can mix that all up in a bowl. One thing I like to add is sriracha, is like a very low calorie hot sauce to add a little bit of flavor to it. I definitely have seasoning on my chicken. And that lunch is gonna be about 38 grams of protein, about 25 grams of carbs, and about 20 grams of fat for approximately about 412 calories. I just wanna take a minute to thank today's video sponsor, Element, one of my go-tos for replenishing my electrolytes after sweaty workouts. Electrolytes are so important for so many functions in the body, including hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, and fluid balance. Sometimes water just isn't enough, and Element has the perfect balance of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And better yet, 0 artificial sweeteners, no sugar, so no junk. Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Right now, get a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase. Find your favorite Element flavor or share with a friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Michelle. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/Michelle. And then after that, usually mid-afternoon is when I find I kind of start to get hungry. If you're having lunch around 12 or 1 and maybe dinner's not till 6, usually about 2 or 3, that's when I would have another snack. And this snack is easily one of my go-tos, sometimes for breakfast, sometimes for a snack as a pre-workout, post-workout. It's just so easy and so tasty. I have about half a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I chop up 1 medium gala apple, chop that up and throw it in, and about 8 almonds. Again, I'm just choosing 8 because that's just what worked with my calories and macros. You choose the portion size that's right for you. It doesn't have to specifically be 8 almonds. And I mix that all in a bowl. I find if I'm craving a little bit of sweetness, put a little bit of stevia or a little bit of cinnamon in the bowl as well. No calories there, but it'll add a little bit of flavor as well. So that snack is gonna give us about 219 calories, about 14 grams of protein, 31 grams of carbs, and about 5 grams of fat. And then last but not least is dinner. So this will be the last meal of the day. And this will be one of my go-to dinners, not only because it's super easy to make, but it's definitely gonna help you stay in your calorie deficit, but keep you feeling full. So what I would do is take about 4 ounces of extra lean ground turkey. I would take about a cup of cubed sweet potatoes. I'd take about half a cup of zucchini and about half a cup of chopped red peppers, and 1 teaspoon of olive oil. And I would fry up the sweet potatoes, the zucchini, the red peppers, and the olive oil in the pan, and then add in the lean ground turkey. And that's gonna give us a nice sweet potato, vegetable, turkey bowl. Again, add any sauces you like if it fits your calories and fits your macros. And that's gonna give us about 25 grams of protein, 33 grams of carbs, and about 14 grams of fat for about 354 calories. And there you go. So personally, if I was going to go on a fat loss journey, or if I was gonna go on a cut, you don't necessarily have to eat the same things every day. I would probably take that framework and swap out proteins for proteins, carbs for carbs, and play around with some things to keep it interesting if you're not someone who can eat the same thing every single day. But that is a very simple and basic meal plan. Again, if I was gonna do a mini cut and I was like, I just wanna drop 3 pounds before vacation, I'm gonna eat 1,500 calories for the next 3 to 4 weeks, this is kind of the rules that I would follow, and this is what a day of eating would look like for me. So let's just pull up the daily totals. So looking at my nutrition goals, I hit about 35% of my calories from protein, about 34% from fat, and about 31% from carbs. So let's call it fairly balanced. So I finished with 1,500 calories eaten, 133 grams of protein, about 120 grams of carbs, and about 57 grams of fat, and about 32.5 grams of fiber. So there you go, guys. That is an example of what a high protein, low calorie meal plan would look like. And ways you can alter this is kind of based on your personal preferences. Like for example, if I found that that shake mid-morning wasn't keep me full enough, I would probably add 1.5 or 2 scoops of protein powder. Only an extra 50 calories, but it's gonna give me an extra 10 to 15 grams of protein. Maybe I would add 2 whole eggs with breakfast instead of just 1 to keep me feeling more full. Maybe I would add more zucchini, more red pepper to dinner, or more berries. And if you're following the principle like that versus being like, I can only eat 1,500 calories, because Really the thing is these calculators, we can do a base calculation, but until you put these numbers into play in your own body, you're gonna feel a little bit hungry if you're eating in a calorie deficit, but you never wanna feel starving, and you never wanna feel like you have zero energy to strength train or zero energy to move your body, or you're getting lots of cravings for sweets. That's your body telling you, okay, like weight loss is cool, but I really actually need a little bit more fuel to function. So you can just take the portion sizes of what I listed out here. Like I say, add an extra scoop of protein powder, add some more Greek yogurt into your snack, increase the amount of chicken you're having with lunch, those kind of things, and little changes like that, and then see how your body feels, and then just keep altering like that. So I hope this video was helpful. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet and right to the point to show you what a 1,500 calorie day of eating could look like. Any questions, as always, leave them in the video comments below. I'm always happy to help. If you need more help with your nutrition or figuring out how to eat for your personal goals, or how to exercise or work out or strength train for your goals, you can learn more about working with me one-on-one in my online fitness and nutrition coaching program. I'll put a link in the video description below with more information. I'll also put a link below where you can find a lot of my free downloads, high protein breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, snack ideas, high protein foods. So as always, guys, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.